The reason we're sitting here today is I decided from 2007 to 2011 to spend 4 to 8 hours a day replying to people on Twitter that weren't even talking to me. You could type in the name of that town and then go in Instagram and then go to places, click it, and see every photo that's been posted in your town, in that town. Okay. You can then go look at the photo. Could be her at a Goodwill saying, huge score. You could reply and say, good 7 to 150 on a stapler, go girl. Right. Now all of a sudden, she's just a normal human. She only gets 6 comments to begin with. She's like, who's this man? She clicks, she goes, your bio is I sell homes. She's like, cool, nice guy, I hope he's not weird. And she's out. Right. But the 97th person that does that goes, he seems nice, goes in the funnel, you put out a good piece of content, like, I'm gonna DM him, I'm thinking about selling my home. What people don't understand is how much work I put to even begin the process of being who I am today. 2007, 2011 is a long time ago for a lot of people. That year, I decided to go on Twitter search, and anybody that talked about wine, I jumped in and talked to them. How did I get here? Hand-to-hand combat. To build a meaningful company takes a very long time, is very difficult, and more importantly, what has happened in the startup community, all those wonderful startups back there, everybody now is pandering to venture capital or to raising capital, not to actually building a business. Every day, thank you. It's important, and thank you so much for jumping on that. It's important because let me tell you why in 2006, 7, 8, 9, I was taking all of my money and investing in Tumblr and Facebook and Twitter and Uber and all these things that I did very well with, and why over the last 4 years I've invested very little, very carefully, because there's a disconnect right now and there's illusions of the reality. If you stand here or sit here today and there is nothing that you could think about other than building a business, because the process of building a business is your happiness, not what a successful business allows you to buy, well then you're a purebred entrepreneur. If you can have perspective, proper macro perspective, and you can have micro, practitionership, you will be happy and win. Yeah. I really believe that. Yeah. Having the humility and the audacity, back to your contradiction. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, that's how I got to clouds and dirt, Yeah, which is because I've always been fascinated by that about me, which is the things I'm willing to do right now that are below my pay grade. Right. This podcast, this is super scrutinized by the people around me. Right. They're like, why are you doing this? We don't have 15 minutes for very important shit. Right. You're letting money, opportunity, VIPs. Why are you doing this? I don't know. Like intuitively when we were talking, I thought it was a good idea, and I think, in my massive perspective, giving back. Look, you're going to leverage me being on this show. Absolutely, for sure. And that makes me feel good. That's me giving back. Right. This is a bigger thing, giving you these 15 minutes, than me giving you $15,000 for your app. For sure. For me, yeah. It's easier to write the check. For me. So for me, humility and perspective, I don't know how many very busy people are running around knowing that they need to put change into the bucket of giving back in their time, not their money. So with real estate, following this gentleman, pretty much personal branding. Yes. What my introduction's gonna be. Okay. Question is, since we're so small, how soon does that get played out? People are like, don't want to listen to him anymore. Well, if you talk, my big thing is just talk about your singular truth and your uniqueness. People may follow you just for your ranching tips, or because your tire on your truck, you need to change and you videoed it. I mean, people are like, I'm not interesting, and I'm like, people are interesting. If you weren't interesting, we wouldn't have traffic. Rubbernecking is completely based on, you know what a yenta is? It's not necessarily a good, it's more of a Israeli word necessarily but people are interested in other people. So you don't have a whole lot to say about like expertise, like somebody who's been in the business for 27 years, that's her advantage, right? But for now, your advantage is the documentation of trying to make it your side hustle. Like if you live streamed your entire, somebody in here is gonna live stream an entire open house where nobody shows up, right? And right? And then one of those at the right time is gonna go viral as somebody who's persevering through adversity. Chewbacca mom happens a lot. You just have to put yourself in a position, somebody decided to post a photo of an egg. You understand? You understand? Like everybody's saying no. You are all saying no for the audience. I never say no. If I would have said no for you, I wouldn't have made a cartoon photo post and realized you guys want cartoon photo posts for me too. Those comic posts I started posting in January are outperforming my standard content. So what do? You just post all sorts of shave your beard, good content. I mean it. Like, and you live in a part of the world that New Yorkers don't get this, like you just never know. But everybody says no, and I always say yes. That is literally the binary difference. And I'm willing to deal with when it's a no, because I don't care about the judgment.